I've got scars to prove that I've been in a few fights. I've been battle-tested twice. I don't back down easily. And the promise I kept to the people of Nevada may mean that I'm less popular with a few liberal tax and spenders than I was when I ran the first time. That's okay by me. At least the people know where I stand. They know what I believe in. And I'll stand for the side of the working man and woman and keep taxes low in this state every time.
Well, and you have positioned yourself as a pretty staunch opponent of taxes. And we all know that you've definitely fought against a lot of tax hikes that have been proposed, but you have been responsible for a couple of tax hikes. And I really want to bring up the joint investment pool, because this is something that wasn't required to borrow against this. You could have required that the local governments take their money out of the pool, pay off their debts and their budget shortfalls, but instead we're guaranteed a tax increase, which the treasurer is now going above the mandated tax increase by law and getting a little bit extra. She's trying to get, I think it was like 0.25% extra in a tax increase, and I don't think that's something that I feel that the governor could have avoided.
Well, there are things that do get by that you wish weren't utilized the way they are being utilized, and in some cases some of these are placed out there with and I'm really kind of guilty, I guess you'd say, for letting that one get through, and certainly knowing that it does have an effect on cities and communities and their investment pooling and all of that. Certainly we're not there to make things harder, but we're there to make sure that the state of Nevada gets what it can from various places without having to go to the pocketbook of the ordinary working man and woman in this state.
Talk a little bit, too, because another source of criticism as far as your tax policy has been the room tax.
Yeah.
A lot of Republicans very upset about the room tax. And given that this wasn't something that was technically voted on by the voters that had to go through, why is it that room tax made it onto the budget?
Well, first of all, the voters approved it.
But again, it wasn't a bill. It was a suggestion.
You're absolutely correct. And my thought was, and it will remain, that I am not going to stand in the way of the voters of Nevada. I think that's pretty arrogant for somebody to think that if the voters want something and they vote for it, that despite what the majority of the people of this state want, you're going to stand in their way. I think that's arrogant. I will not stand in the way of something approved by the voters. I don't support it. I didn't agree with it, but I didn't stand in the way and veto it.
All right.
And that's my philosophy. At least you know where I stand.
Fair enough. And we'll take more phone calls with Governor Gibbons here on News Radio 840 KXNT.